very important job on her hands.
Well, a very difficult job, and of course, top of the list is the small boat crisis in the English Channel. It's the issue that arguably did it for the current Home Secretary, now the former Home Secretary, Priti Patel, promises to try to get to grips with this crisis. But month after month, year after year now, that crisis has only continued to get worse, with another 2,100 odd arriving just over the weekend, and even yesterday and today, with weather conditions really quite appalling out there in the Channel, they're still coming.
Yeah, I mean, I simply, Mark, cannot believe that any dinghies came across the Channel in the last 2 days in those terrible conditions. What news do we have when it comes to Albania? Is it still huge numbers of Albanians crossing the English Channel?
Well, interestingly, sources have told me today that they are very concerned that Albanian crime gangs are pushing these boats out in really quite appalling weather conditions, and they fear that it may only be a matter of time before we see another tragedy that we saw on the 24th of November last year. You'll remember, Nigel, we were out in the English Channel together on that day, and as we got back to shore, we got that news that 27 people had drowned. You can see from the pictures there with that yacht out there how bad the conditions are, and it's actually even worse mid-channel. And if you're a small inflatable boat, then the potential for being capsized clearly is ever present. So Suella Braverman, she will have to try to get a grip of this crisis. Key to that for the government, because this is what we heard from Liz Truss, is that the Rwanda policy must work. In fact, she said, Nigel, that she wants to expand that out to other potential willing nations that would take some of these asylum seekers as well. But that all depends on whether they can get this through the courts. And we're still in that process this week of hearing this judicial review, and we're not going to get any judgment on that, at least for a couple of months.